Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in and welcome. My name is Elliot, VP of Marketing here at Jotform, and today I am so excited to introduce Jotform Appointments, designed for smarter scheduling and including one of our most requested features of all time. Coming up, we'll have a product demo and a live Q&A session, so feel free to leave your questions in the chat as we go. But first, a quick introduction to what Jotform Appointments is and why it's such a game changer. If you're familiar with Jotform, you know we're all about automation. And one key part of that is making it easier to book appointments and automate scheduling through our forms. Our appointment field makes it seamless for someone to schedule an appointment that automatically updates whatever calendar platform you integrate with, whether that's Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, or Calendly. But to have a fully functional scheduling system, that flow of information needs to work both ways. The appointment field needs to update your external calendar, but your external calendar also needs to be able to update your form's appointment field in case a time slot gets blocked off, preventing double bookings or overwritten events. This two-way connection capability has actually been our #1 feature request since we added appointments. So, we listened. I'm happy to report that Jotform Appointments now gives your forms true two-way connections in real time. This means that whether you use Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, or Calendly, people will only be able to book the slots on your calendar that's available at that moment. And that's not all. With our updated Jotform Appointments, you can look forward to a variety of quality of life improvements, including two-way syncing across Google, Outlook, or Calendly, worry-free appointment setting, better flexibility with more options to customize your availability and appointment duration, the ability to use a single form to handle both appointment setting and payment collection, plus the ability to open the appointment slot to one or multiple participants. In short, Jotform Appointments is an entire overhaul, improving almost everything about how you schedule bookings with our platform. With added timing and meeting participant flexibility, fully customizable email notifications, the ability to define working hours, buffer times between appointments, and max sessions per day, your scheduling just became a whole lot easier. It's not just about syncing a calendar. It's about eliminating manual work, avoiding scheduling mishaps, and building a more seamless experience for users. So, if you're ready to take full control of your calendar and streamline your scheduling process with Jotform Appointments, stay tuned for a demo from Kimberly to see how it all works. And don't forget about our live Q&A right afterwards. Kimberly, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Elliot. Hey, everyone. My name is Kimberly Polita, and I'm the Customer Education Specialist here at Jotform. And it is officially time to jump into our Jotform Appointments demo. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about this one because of that two-way sync feature. And as you can see, I'm currently in one of my forms. It's called One-on-One Meeting. I have a name field, an email field, and then I have a short text field to have their topic of what they want to discuss for this one-on-one meeting. So we need to add in that appointment field. So on the left-hand side, we're going to choose add an element. We'll bring in that appointment field and put it right down at the bottom. Now we can see that once I click on properties, we're going to automatically land in that availability tab. First, though, I'm going to jump back over to the general tab. Let's start there. So we can see the field label is appointment. If we want to change that to something else, it'll change it right over here. We have the label alignment. And then, of course, the most important piece is the required piece. Do you want this question to be answered? So we want to make sure to turn that on. All right, we can go ahead and jump over to our availability field. Now, the first thing you're going to see is to have the ability to sync your calendar. We have Google and Outlook Calendar, and we also have Calendly. Now, if you currently are utilizing our AI agents, Google Calendar and Outlook Calendar are both supported with AI agents, which is really exciting. And you can see it's going to check your calendar's availability for that two-way sync. Now, first up is going to be our appointment slot duration. So how long do you want your appointment to be? You can have one of these pre-populated ones, or you can choose a custom time. We also have intervals, and we can even add in different intervals. Maybe we want it to be just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe just availability on Saturday and Sunday. You can add as many intervals as you would like. We also have the lunch time turned on, and we can change that to be 12 to 1. All right, that's it for availability. Let's jump over into our limits tab. From here, we see our start and end date. So we can leave this completely open so people can book anytime. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and just put it on for next week. We'll do the 10th. Perfect. Next, we have rolling days. So if you only want your users to be able to book a certain amount of days in advance, you can do that, or within like a 2-week period or maybe a 30-day period. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll do a 30-day period. Next, if you have a vacation you're taking or maybe a holiday that's coming up that you don't want people to book during, you can add in that here. You can even add in multiple dates for that. Next, we have maximum appointments per day. If you only want to take one appointment per day, you can do that. If you want to take 3 appointments, you can do that. You have complete control over how many people are going to book on your calendar per day. So I'm going to say, I only want 2 people to book. And then we also have a minimum scheduling notice. If you want to have time to prepare for this call, make sure you put in enough time. So right here, it says 3 hours. I want this to be 24 to 48 hours. I want to give myself some time to know who's booking, what they're booking for, so I have time to prepare on my end. And then last is going to be the advanced tab. Here you can make it be a one-on-one. You can allow for multiple people to join in at the same time. You can have it on groups. If you want, you can send reminder emails. If we turn this on, we have the ability to add in reminders. We can customize that reminder email. So that way people are more likely to show up for your call. Next, we have the default time zone. And if you want, you can lock the time zone as well. That way it'll be only in your time zone that people see. I prefer to leave that off so that way people know what time they're booking in their own time zone. You can also edit the date format. You can change what day of the week it starts on. You can choose between 24-hour time format or the AM and PM. But that is it for the nitty gritty. Let's jump back over to availability and let's give this a test. I'm going to go ahead and choose my Google Calendar and let's go ahead and add our action. So here we can see which calendar it's pulling from. We want it to create new events. We also have what the event title is going to be. As of right now, it's just pulling the form title, which is one-on-one meeting. You can actually pull from the form fields to customize what that looks like. So right here we have form title. I want it to say one-on-one meeting with the person who's booking. So I'm going to go ahead and put their name. So one-on-one meeting with John Smith. Next, we have our attendees. We're going to pull from their email. We can also pull the event description. I want that to be the topic. And then if you want, you can add in a Google Meet if you're booking through Google Calendar, or you can pull from specific form fields. Maybe there is a location that you're wanting to add in there. Or if you want to add in something custom, you can do that here. So let's go ahead and save. And I'm going to go ahead and preview form. And let's go ahead and look at my Google Calendar. So we can see here on the 6th, I have something at 11, and on the 7th, I have something at 2. So if I jump back over here, and let's look at the 6th, we can see the 11 o'clock time period is blocked out. And if I jump over to the 7th, the 2 o'clock time is blocked out. We can see the 9. We see everything that is on my Google Calendar is now blacked out, grayed out, on my Jotform calendar so people are not booking at the same time. All right, let's go ahead and close out of this. Now let's do our Outlook calendar. We'll do the same thing. We'll add that action and we'll make it look the same. We'll pull in that name. We'll pull the attendees from the email. We'll have that topic. We can pull from the form fields, or again, we can do that custom. So let's go ahead and save. All right, let's do preview form. And I'm going to jump over to my Outlook calendar so I can see I have a standing appointment every day at 9. On the 6th, I have something at noon. And again, on the 8th, I have something at 3. So let's jump back over. If we scroll down, we can see here we have the 9 o'clock and the 1 o'clock blocked out. We have 9. We have all of these times that were on my Outlook calendar that already had something there. We have those times blocked out. So let's go ahead. Let's give this a fill. And let's say I want my topic to be performance review. Perfect. And we'll choose Friday the 9th at, let's do 2 p.m. Perfect. We could do submit. And we can also head back over to our Outlook calendar. And here we see my meeting. And we can see my topic right down here is my performance review. And it's as simple as that. All right, let's go ahead and head back. I'm going to jump out of preview form and let's head to our properties. Let's get rid of Outlook calendar. Yes, we'll delete this. Let's jump over to Calendly. So Calendly is a little bit different. All we have to do is select our Calendly account. So let's go ahead and add our action. And we're going to want to map our field. So we have our name and we have our email. Perfect. And we also want to select which event. I'm good with this new member 101 consult that's in my Calendly. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. And that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and preview form. Now, my Calendly is synced up to my Google Calendar. So let's take one more look at my Google Calendar. So just a reminder, the 6th, I have something at 11, 7th at 2. So let's go ahead and select a date and time. And we'll jump forward. Let's look at the 7th at 2 o'clock. We can see that there's not a time slot for 2 or 2:30 for someone to choose from. And it really is as simple as that. So I know that we have some Q&A. So let's go ahead and pull up some Q&A. Now, I know that we got a ton of questions in during our registration process, and I also see our team answering some questions in the chat. But yeah, let's jump into our Q&A. So I have some questions over here. And like I mentioned, these are going to be from our pre-registration. I do see a lot of people in our chat asking some questions. I see our team is doing an awesome job answering those in the chat. But one question is, how does Jotform prevent double bookings when users are connected to their external calendars? So the big thing with that is, like you saw in the demo, if something is on your calendar and you are synced to it, that two-way sync is going to gray it out on your Jotform calendar. Now, another thing that I saw a question come through about is, well, what happens if someone has booked that time on my calendar, but they changed their mind and they've canceled their appointment? If it's been canceled and it's no longer in your calendar, Jotform will see that and it'll make that time slot available going forward. All right, can you customize appointment durations in Jotform? Yes, so let's go ahead, let's look at that again. Let me jump out of preview form and let me jump back over here. So again, under availability, we have the duration. So Jotform is going to give you some pre-populated ones, so 15, 30, 45, and 60. But if you want a custom one, you can enter in a custom time. Maybe you want it to be 90 minutes. You can do that. Maybe you just want it to be a 10-minute time slot. You can do that. And you can see things are broken down in all. We have 9, 9, 10, 9, 20, 9, 30. So you get to choose what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and just put it back over on 60 for now. Is it possible to limit appointments to a specific date range? Yes. And that is exactly what I showed as well. So on limits, if you only want to book appointments during a specific time frame, maybe you only want to book appointments for like Easter or just for like a Mother's Day, like consultation or like whatever is coming up. If you want to book that time, you can choose that right here. So let's say I only want to book time the 7th through the 12th. They're only going to be able to see those specific dates as available. You have complete control over that, which is really great. How can users prevent clients from booking appointments on vacation days and holidays? So we're pretty much staying in the exact same place. We have that vacation and holidays right down here. So let's say that I'm going to be on vacation the 12th through the 16th. And then I'm also going to be on vacation the 9th through the 13th. You can add in, maybe it's just one day. You can add in as many dates as you want here, so that way people don't book when you don't want them to book. Can you restrict the number of appointments booked per day? How is that configured? Yep, sticking with that limits tab right here, right? So maximum appointments per day. So like I mentioned, if your job is just chatting with people all day, you could have this set to 10, right? You can allow 10 people to chat with you per day. But like I mentioned, if you are really wanting to keep your time, you can just have it one appointment per day. So as soon as that one appointment is chosen, the 7th is going to automatically come off and nobody's going to be able to book that day. Does Jotform Appointments automatically adjust for different time zones between users and clients? Yes. So that is going to be under, where were we? Right here, under advanced. So right down here, the default time zone. So if you want, like I mentioned, you can lock the time zone, but if you leave it as off like this, your users are going to see the available times in their time zone, which is going to allow them to better choose the time that's going to best fit them. So I would definitely go ahead and choose to leave this off, or yes, leave the lock the time zone off. So that way they can choose within their own time zone. Seeing a couple about automatic email reminders. That was right up here. Perfect. So you can choose how many you want to send. So right now we have one that is just 2 hours in advance. And you'll also want to take into consideration how far in advance you're allowing people to book. So let's say we have one at 2 hours. We can add in another one. Can we change this to minutes? We can do a 30-minute warning, maybe a 15-minute warning, and we can customize what those look like. So here we can see, here's your friendly reminder, email of your appointment. We have the date, the time, and we also have how long that call is. We can change what that subject looks like. So we can make this very specific to our user. We can choose the recipients. Of course, it's going to be their email. And then if we want, we can attach a file. So lots of customizability within the reminder emails as well. And if you want, you can completely delete this email and start from scratch. You can make it fit your brand. And you can pull in the form fields like the appointment date, the appointment duration, and the time zone. You can pull all of that in from here. All right, let's see. Oh, yep. Someone's talking about the AI agents. So yes, if you are utilizing a form with your AI agent and it has the appointment field and this on there as well, the AI agent is going to automatically look at your calendar and see what's available to offer up times for your users as that person is chatting with them. And then yes, I'm seeing quite a few questions about how if someone cancels or changes their time, how does it reflect? It's going to automatically reflect as long as it is updated in your calendar, which is what Jotform is looking at, whether Outlook or Google or Calendly, whichever calendar is attached to Calendly. As long as that is being updated and true, Jotform, that's what Jotform is going to look at. So as long as that is good to go, it's going to be taken off. It'll show available. If something is there, it's going to be grayed out. So as long as your original calendar is kept up to date, you should be good to go. Okay, I think I saw another question somewhere about, for example, if they are in the service-based industry and they have different times. So just for example, maybe like a tattoo parlor or hair or nail services, and some appointments are going to be 30 minutes, others are going to be hours long. You can definitely still utilize this. All you're going to have to do is just utilize a little bit of conditional logic to hide multiple different appointment fields. But again, you can have multiple appointments. They can all be connected over to your calendar, and it really can work for you in that way, utilizing the conditional logic. All right. I think we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and be respectful of your time, give you some time back in your day. If your question wasn't answered during this Q&A or in the chat with our team, we will definitely get back in contact with you. If you have any other questions or questions outside of this, definitely contact support. They're available 24/7, and we'll get back to you within a few hours. Jotform.com/contact. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.